shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be.
Hey everybody, that was the teaser video that was released on October 20, 2021. And it does look like the British aircraft carriers are going to be making an appearance in World of Warships Legends. So now that we have the release notes, let's take a look and see what we have. Looks like the November update is called Fury on the Wings of Wisdom. Looks like the maintenance times are going to be at the normal times. So no big surprises there. Important changes to containers. We're preparing to upgrade the container system in the upcoming update. And it's going to change quite a few things as well as introduce new mechanic that we want to test. So it'll be interesting to see what that is. Let's start the beginning. Currently, the content of containers is determined at the point you receive your account, which, for example, may lead you to getting unwanted duplicate ships. Starting with the next update, the content is going to be determined upon opening, so the duplicate protection, if it's turned on, for particular items will become essentially airtight. However, for us to implement the new system, we will have to open any containers that you have on your accounts when the update hits. So, so I've seen a lot of guys that save their containers. I saw one person that had like over 400 containers in his account. So all you guys who are hoarding your containers, the jig is up, and they're going to all be open. So congratulations with that. Additionally, some drop rates for containers that we've already released may change slightly. That is, well, okay. But it will not affect the crates open with the update as their content has already been determined. Finally, they're going to test drive a new system for containers that will guarantee you a rare reward. If you open 39 containers without obtaining a ship, then you are guaranteed to receive one of 4 ships in the 40th container. Anytime you receive a ship, the counter towards 40 containers is reset. Wow. So, okay, so I guess it could still mean that you can obtain several ships within less than 40 containers, but okay. The described system will only work for Black Friday containers in the upcoming update. Now, that's a lot of stuff just for Black Friday update, so I guess any other containers that are not in the Black Friday update, this is not for them. Depending on the reaction. So yeah, you hit social media, we'll probably start using the system for newer containers too. All right, well, I guess we've been warned. In the guaranteed ship crate, drop rates are given to each ship based on their item weight. For all 4 ships, this is 40% for Exeter B, 40% for Graf Spee B, 16% for Litterable B, and 3.3% for Massachusetts B. So I guess the big deal here is there's going to be some black versions of the Exeter, the Graf Spee, the Litterable, and the Massachusetts. So I have a few of those ships. It would be interesting to see those in black. The drop rates for the remaining ships increase if you have one of the ships already. All right. Disclaimer, we only plan to use it for 1 container in the upcoming update, and we are yet to determine whether the system is going to be used for other containers later. All right? So, the new campaign is called Origin of Wisdom, as we kind of saw in those teasers that Wargaming released within the last few weeks. And the all-new Origin of Wisdom's campaign brings a lot of in-game items along with 2 ships. The Sirocco and the Mainz, as we pretty much saw there, over 120 milestones and 6 weeks. Let's find out the details. So normally, from what I can remember, campaigns are 100 milestones, and now we're at over 5 weeks, and now we're 120 milestones over 6 weeks. So let's get into the details. The Sirocco is a Premium 4 French destroyer, and when you hit milestone 40, you you get the ship. Has 5.1-inch guns, decent torpedoes. I think that's a relative term depending on what you think a decent torpedo is. And a main battery reload booster consumable. So if it's like the other reload battery consumables, it'll be like a one-shot deal. So use it wisely. And she's as flexible as it gets. Well, I guess that remains to be seen. However, this is not the same as the Element of Choice campaign, which I did kind of mention in my guesses about the trailers that were released a few days ago. So, okay, so yeah, these are in-campaign ships. You don't get to choose one or the other at the end of the campaign. The choice between the two ships at the peak, right. So the Origin of Wisdom is split between two separate updates, 6 weeks in total. And that's precisely why you have the opportunity to get two ships from it. Apart from this change and double the number of top prizes to gain, the campaign follows the normal rules. So it's the Sirocco and the Mains. Mains is a Tier 7 premium cruiser, and you get it at milestone 120. It has fast-firing guns, improved sonar, armor as good as the heavy cruisers, and 4x4 torpedo launchers. So that is pretty cool. She's capable of punching way above her weight, so I guess we'll have to see about that. Can it get a Citadel hit against a battleship is what I'm sort of looking at, and you do see that once in a while. I did see the Genova did get some Citadel hits against the Iron Duke in a standard match for me a few days ago, so we have to see what the Mains does. I have heard that the Mains is sort of the equivalent to the Hipper. So we'll Tier 7 German cruiser, so we'll have to wait and see about that. So here's some information about the Origin of Wisdom campaign. You can see all the prizes here. Here are the rewards that you can get without the Admiralty backing. 70 common boosters, a bunch of camos, 16 promotion orders, 1 insignia, 1 commendation, all pretty kind of standard. A French commander crate, a German commander crate, a background symbol, and the value of the rewards without Admiralty backing is 18,000 doubloons. At 10,000 doubloons equal $40. That's almost $80 worth of doubloons, they say. In additional, you can get with Admiralty backing for 2,500 doubloons, which is $10. In addition to all this above stuff, you do get more rare boosters, some epic boosters, a bunch more camouflages, and 1,000,003 credits, 24 more promotion orders, 4 insignias, 3 commendations, 750 doubloons, which is $3. That's not really such a big deal, actually. 6 fall crates, French destroyer Sirocco, and the cruiser Mains. So you have to get Admiralty backing to get both of the ships. I guess it's pretty standard. And the value of the rewards with Admiralty backing is 80,000 doubloons. And, 10,000 doubloons is $40. So 40 times 8 is $320. So there you go on that. So a lot of prizes, but you do have to get the Admiralty backing. So let's check out the next thing. It's Royal Navy grows wings, and this is what we kind of saw in the preview with Winston Churchill there. So a lot of people have been looking for British aircraft carriers, and that's sort of what we have right here. And it looks like there will be the Tier 3 Hermes, Tier 5 Furious, and Tier 7 Implacable. And so we'll just have to wait and see how these ships pan out. I really do like the aircraft carriers, so I will be looking to get these ships. The commander, this is kind of what I've been waiting for, to find out who the commander is. It looks like it's going to be Dennis Boyd, and his base trait is under the radar, and it reduces the ship's detectability from air. So it was interesting that they did nerf some of the detectability of the aircraft carriers in a previous update, and here's a commander whose base trait is to help out with the detectability by air. So it'll be interesting to see how that works out. And when you max him out, though, it looks like he's a minus 10% detectability by air. So there you go. We'll just have to get the commander and see how everything shakes out with that. But let's look at some of his base traits. As I said, it's under the radar. It reduces the air detectability of all ship types up to 10%. For those of you who can detect everything, we have a code, and here it is. You can redeem it to get 12 more shadow camos. So you do want to go into this update and you want to apply this code to the code redeemer link for, I think it's wowslegends.com/code redeemer. And you're all probably familiar with that. So you punch this code in and you get 12 shadow camos just by reading these update notes. His legendary skill is the Vault. It has a passive effect to increase your dive and torpedo bomber's HP by up to 4%. Special effect reduces incoming damage to your aircraft carrier as long as you're in the proximity of an ally by up to 20%. The next item, Soviet cruisers leave early access. So I didn't really pursue this very much, but I think a lot of people who have are interested in what the Tier 7 cruiser is, and it looks like it's the Riga, or Ryja. I'm not really sure how to pronounce that, but there you go. That's the completion of the alternate Soviet cruiser line. Next up is Black Friday 2021. That's kind of a cool graphic. I like it. And this year, Black Friday is good as ever. Massachusetts, Exeter, Graf Spee, and Laterable all make an appearance in black style, as we kind of saw earlier in some of those crate drops that they were toying with a new method of opening them. And they also have a ton of in-game items available with hefty discounts alongside them. So we just have to wait and see what this is, but for sure, the Massachusetts, Exeter, Graf Spee, and Laterable are all going to have a black camo. So Warhammer 40,000 makes another appearance. The Eternal Crusade meets the Wa. And I did have a lot of fun with the Ragnarok and Arthas the Cold. So it'll be interesting to see what this brings. And it's the second part of their collaboration with Warhammer 40,000. Adeptus Asteris of the Black Templars chapter clash with orcs in a fierce battle on the high seas. Led by the sword brother Augustin Reicherwald, the Black Templars ride to battle aboard the Cross of Dorm, with gameplay centered around effective AP shells. The orcs with Grotmas Smart at the helm. He's real smart, believe us. Well, that is awesome if that's really the case. Prepare for battle on the ship Shmasha. Burn and ram, that's the spirit. And of course, she's red because the Red Gomez Fasta. Along with these commanders and ships, you get themed camos. Look for them in the dedicated Eternal War crates. Themed flag and patches can be had throughout the collaboration of bundles. So, okay. If you're into Warhammer 40,000, I'm not sure how much I'm going to pursue this myself, but if you're into it, there you go. That looks like fun if you're into it. And then we have 3 ranked seasons of Ranked, which is returning. And it is with ships tiers 5 through 7. So I'm assuming Ranked Battle Season 17 is tier 5, 18 is tier 6, and 19 is tier 7. And there will be no aircraft carriers. There is a limit of destroyers. Getting to rank 1 makes you ineligible to play in the season. You're too good for that at such point. All right, well, please note in these seasons, while getting a new rank, you don't get another star. So losing the next game results in going back 1 rank, except for irrevocable ones. You'll receive the star if you were the best player XP-wise on the team that lost. A draw counts for a loss for both teams. Well, that seems a little bit tougher, but okay. Now the best thing is the prizes. You can see the distribution for each season in the infographics, the better you do, the more prizes you'll get. However, to get the full prize, to get the full picture and exact numbers, make sure you log into the game once the seasons begin. And so here they're giving you the prizes, but they're not telling you how much. So they want you to log in and check that out to get like how many promotion orders you'll get and how many credits and steel. It looks like you're only going to get steel if you get the final milestone and get a commendation for the fourth rank. So okay. So, and that is going from November 11 through November 15 for ranked season 17. Maximum number of destroyers is 1 per team. So if you're looking to run a destroyer, you could be waiting for quite a while if there are not enough cruisers and battleships to accommodate your request to go into the match. So it'll be interesting to see how long you're going to be waiting on that if you really want to do a destroyer, which for me, I tend to do that a lot of times. And the maps will be archipelago, ring, and strait. So I think that's kind of seems kind of normal for other ranked battles that I've seen. So, okay, and for ranked season 18, tier 6 ships, no aircraft carriers, maximum 1 destroyer again, 7 ranks, no leagues, team size is 5. Irrevocable ranks is 7, 6, 3, and 1. All right. Divisions of up to 2 players are allowed. Maps are New Dawn, Trident, and Neighbors. And let's go to ranked season 19 with tier 7 ships. And again, no aircraft carriers. Maximum number of destroyers per team is 1. Irrevocable ranks is 7, 6, 3, and 1. I think that's the same for season 17 with the tier 5 ships. And the maps are Trident, Neighbors, and Haven. And then finally we have balance changes. So tier 5 New York is getting a bit of a buff, it seems like. Main battery shell grouping was improved by 7%. Main battery reload time was decreased from 34.2 down to 32.5. John Jellicoe, the base commander, John Jellicoe's skills on Second Thought and Smoke on the Water were replaced by Hidden Threat and Burn Baby Burn respectively in the previous update. This was done to make his skill tree more useful in aircraft carrier builds. Okay, so I guess they're giving you a notice of what happened in a previous update. Kleber, okay, so I am almost done with the Kleber in the Bureau. So, hey, there you go. The maximum range of the torpedo was decreased from 8 kilometers down to 6 kilometers. So I'm not going to get to experience the joy of the 8-kilometer torpedo range on the Kleber. That is spectacular. This is one of the reasons why I did get the Friesland in the last update. Is I've got a lot of destroyers with mediocre torpedoes, and this is just making the Kleber, I think, a little bit more mediocre. Of course, I don't have the ship yet, so I don't really know. I guess I'll find out in a few weeks. Okay, evasive maneuver on tier 7 aircraft carriers consumable was changed. Instead of granting invulnerability, it now decreases incoming damage to planes by 50%. That is probably a little bit helpful because you really do get wiped out with your tier 7 aircraft carrier squadrons, because now there's 8 aircraft per squadron and they just basically get wiped out on one pass. You don't even really get to go around and make another pass. And so those tier 7 aircraft carriers have been nerfed so much that I haven't really played them much. I started to play them a little bit again, so I guess we'll have to check this out again to see if this helps out that situation of getting your airplanes destroyed. The second thing here for the aircraft carriers is the HUD now has a yellow state to indicate reduced incoming damage while the evasive maneuver consumable is active. And under miscellaneous for the balance changes, they've added epicenter scenarios for Tears of the Desert, for Tier 7 and Legendary battles, and Trident, Tiers 4 through 5. They reworked the spawn points for Haven. The middle spawn points for both the Northern and Southern teams were adjusted for the Shards map. Okay. And North is no longer available as a map for Tier 4. It was too large for these smaller ships. I think that's an opinion, but okay. And check out the variety of content and turn the tide. All right, well, that's it for this most recent update and the Origins of Wisdom campaign. I'll be looking to get into the British aircraft carriers and see what they're all about. This is the Jaguar, and I'll see you on the high seas. Thanks for watching. Hit subscribe if you like it.